on, welfare requirements and yada yada yada. Like, if you're reliant upon the people to lift you up, then the people has the right to choose what to do, essentially, and you don't. Beggars can't be choosers.
You know what? I
So one of
absolutely
the
agree.
Take away your right to vote, you might see a lot more people coming out of the woodworks to get out of welfare, because guess what? The people who can vote are people who can stand on their own 2 feet. And if those people who can stand on their own 2 feet have the power to vote and vote out your certain socialist, social welfare rights or whatever, well, guess what? You might be fucked one day.
You
one of the
should
main
vote.
problems is that we as American people, we are caught up in a rat race. We don't choose to pay attention to things. We don't, and even the things that we do pay attention to things, we don't make them actionable. We don't go to our city hall meetings. We don't really hold our state representatives accountable. When we do see problematic issues, it's mostly inspired by social media, some travesty that happened. But the real travesty is the fact that we're allowing our politicians to get away with murder. We don't hold anybody accountable. What Sarah was saying is actually hold people accountable. You need to start taking ownership at a state level, hold your elected officials accountable, and then at a federal level. The oversight on the federal level is extremely lacking. Like, they say that everything has checks and balances, but it doesn't. The litigation drawn up on welfare and the litigation drawn up on disability is very lacking. Like, people can basically just say whatever the fuck they want and cash a check. It's bullshit. There's no checks and balances, and a lot of people don't hold state officials accountable because they're working fucking 2 jobs. They got kids, they got fucking wives, they got lives, and they're not really taking into account the impact that not paying attention to this one very influential thing is causing them the most damage. And now it's getting to the point where it's so fucking in your face that you can't help but to say something about it. You can't help but to voice your opinion, but it needs to be taken to that next level and actually get involved. Take time out of your day and a little bit of money out of your pocket to get shit done. Because if you don't, you won't have any time in your day. You won't have a pocket. You won't have a home. You won't have shit. It'll be too late.
There's other
Hey,
nuanced
Dusty, I
issues, but
changed
I
my
can't go into
mind.
detail with.
I want to
He's
shave
got-
my head, join his club.
I
Well,
got
he-
you,
he-
bro.
he- he's
We're
at-
shaving
The-
heads
right.
and joining
You're
clubs.
going
Where
Just
gay?
this
don't
is
drink the
going.
Kool-Aid.
I don't like Kool-Aid.
Don't worry about it.
So
We
to
don't,
your
we don't drink
question,
Kool-Aid.
Dusty, that you were
Good.
asking earlier about if you used your lawnmower to make money, what they're going to do is they're going to show up at your house and they're going to find the money that you made because they own the means of production, which means you're not allowed to produce. And they're going to use that as evidence that you broke the law.
I
And
want you
now
to
you
bring
go to
evidence that
do
that
law.
would happen.
That's what
Wait,
I
happens.
want you to bring evidence that would
Bumpkin.
happen.
There's a simple argument to this. The Kulaks deserve it because they were communists.
That's true, but I want you to bring evidence that that happened.
Here's the thing about the
What
Kulaks.
is no? You
If
don't
it
need
happens
evidence.
now
All you
with
need to
the
do is
IRS,
understand
why wouldn't
words.
it happen?
No,
What are the
here's-
means of production?
Here's the thing about the Kulaks, which is the kind of what he's referencing when he talks about coming to your house. The Kulaks wanted communism; they supported it, but then when they were on proposition to lose their farms, then they didn't want communism anymore. They brought it to everyone else. They got what they deserved for supporting communism.
They realized the danger of it too late.
Well, not even that. Like, they were ardent supporters of it, and then when it's like, oh, I don't get to keep my farm and my hoarded wealth.
Right. That's why it always leads back to authoritarianism, dictatorship. It's a slow buildup, and then after everything's already like, so you have like these hard currencies like gold and silver and all this shit that you can trade, and you're just like, okay, the government can go to shit because now I could just go somewhere else. I've already fucked this nation.
I was reading chat, so I didn't totally hear Ortho, and I'm shocked, Ortho. I've been agreeing with you on an awful lot here. But are you saying that the Ukrainian farmers were for the communist revolution until they had their farms taken?
Yes.
No,
yes,
they were not for communism. It was actually the military that first staged the communist revolution in 1903, and then later they were successful in 1917.
White? Are you talking about the white and red armies? Is that what you're referencing?
That's what it eventually turned into, yes. But it was actually this Russian sailors in the Russian Navy, Imperial Navy, who staged revolts back in first beginning in 1903, but then it continued occasionally And then they were
A group of men with guns cannot stage a revolution unless they have the ardent support of the people to supply and feed them. The kulaks supported communism, then they got mad because they couldn't keep their wealth. And then when Stalin was like, hey, no, either we all deal with it or none of us deal with it, the kulaks tried to fight back, and they got what they deserved for supporting communism.
I just don't. I have not heard that kulaks supported communism, but I mean, maybe I'm just unaware of it.
I
But it
support
would
you.
make sense. Why would farmers ever support communism when
Because
communism?
communism promised them abundant land and machine equipment and modernization.
And it's always been a lie, hasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
How is
Yeah, because
socialism
you-
not the same lie, just with a different packaging?
Socialism is you working with your people. It's not you taking your people's wealth.
How is capitalism not working with your people?
Because you incentivize profit and profit only.
Yeah, take capitalism to its
Yeah.
take capitalism to its full consent. Take capitalism to
It
its
leads to
logical
monopoly. If you want to see how,
So
if you want to see how,
you're just an accelerationist then, because
Yeah.
socialism is the ultimate monopoly.
Yep.
take capitalism to its
no,
logical
communism would be the
conclusion.
ultimate monopoly. Socialism does not necessarily.
Let me just
No.
say, I don't believe anybody who claims to be a socialist but not a communist. You're all communists. You're just
No,
Trying to
you're
save
a libertarian, so that's understandable.
Dusty, I
I mean-
think that
Doing a little
Orthodox
different
is a lot like
Socialism
me.
early stage
Is
communism.
we'd be
Not
okay with it
gay.
because we know we'd be okay with it because we know we're smart enough to trick these dummies into us
Yep.
being able to get way more than we deserve.
That's
Yep.
exactly what it is.
So you
I'm
take
sorry for giving me
Take
exactly
capitalism to its logical
Capitalism actually
conclusion,
is.
like the Koch brothers did, and suddenly you
Right.
realize,
You need to
oh,
find
why should we
capitalism
need
like that.
borders? That just limits trade. Why should we need any of these systems? That just limits trade. So why aren't we just globalists at the end of the day, right?
Well, you
I
are.
am.
That's
I am
what
a globalist.
communism is.
Yeah, but you're a globalist in the way of manifest destiny too. This time of
Oh,
world.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
They're,
that's different.
they're globalists in the ways that everybody's replaceable. None of this, your culture, your society, none of it really matters. All that matters is profit. You want the
Exactly.
Constitution. Capitalists and libertarians would absolutely destroy the Constitution if it gave them unlimited profit. And they
That's
quite
very
frequently do.
true.
Blumpkin, do you not understand? Like,
Can no
capitalism-
one say my fucking name right, bro?
They do it. They do it because you're fat. They do it because you're fat. Don't kid
Fuck
yourself.
you.
Fuck like me, you'll still be
Yeah, but
second
do you
best.
understand what capitalism is? Capitalism was just you deserve the
Capitalism
benefit.
is the right wing of the
No.
wing of the same bird as communism is the left wing.
Yeah,
No.
They
Hillary,
both
No,
feed
not
off
at
each
all.
other.
Hillary's
Totally
emails.
different.
Answer me this question, buddy. Okay. Do you want me to stop talking, Flo, or are you just doing full screen?
Is the question going to be? Go ahead, ask the question.
Yeah. Do borders limit free trade?
They put some limits on, yeah.
Yeah. So capitalism, to its logical conclusion, would be let's just not have borders, right? Because it limits free trade.
Capitalism.
It wouldn't have to. no.
Let me tell you what capitalism is. Free market capitalism is two things: property rights, voluntary transactions.
Yep.
That's it. Anything additional to that, any other restriction, anything else, is moving you further away from pure ideological free market capitalism. On the other end of the spectrum, you have socialism, which is literally the same thing as slavery, where you get what you get and you do what you're told.
Yep.
So you're saying that you would like to, it's with those two ideological starting points in mind, you're saying that you choose to park just shy of slavery as where you'd like to see things.
Knowing that it'll ultimately become slavery.
The opposite is
It's just
true.
early stage communism.
How is
I'm
the
not.
opposite
I'm
true?
not. I'm not willing. I'm not willing to live in serfdom. And
But
that's
you're
what
advocating
capitalism.
for
That's
it.
what capitalism will get you.
No, it's
Well,
not.
I got a
No,
question
it's
for you.
opposite. Capitalism
Yeah.
was a pushback against social serfdom.
That is what capitalism will get you. 1 second, let me grift. There's 135 people watching. This is a spirited debate. If you want a spot on the panel, you got to pay to drop somebody because we're full right now. And if you want your comment or question read and addressed, send it in with the super chat, Cash App, hit the donos. I need every bit of money you can bring me.
Just get to the money part, all right? Just get the money part done.
Give me money. Money me. Money now. Me a money needing a lot now.
Every bit
Yeah.
of the money you can send, he says. Every bit.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right,
yeah.
so
Well,
Flo,
I
my
want
question
the
is
food.
this. My
Give
question
Flo
is
money.
this,
Give Flo
Flo.
money.
So, like, the discussion was just had about the borders and it, limiting free trade and, capitalism at its culmination would be open borders. So there comes a point in time where a nation has a limitation of how much it could do, importing as well as not really exporting, but there's definitely a limitation on import. So when you get to the point where you import so much technology, similar to this position that America's in now, when you import all of your tech and you don't become self-sustaining, it becomes detrimental. So to draw a logical conclusion on an imperfect system, because no system will be perfect, the only logical conclusion to come up with something is to say, hey, we see this problem, we have to troubleshoot it, as well as what I was just saying earlier about capitalism being, the best way to troubleshoot it is to add certain categories of other, structures in order to try and come as close as we can to perfect. You're always going to have troubleshooting situations. So to say throw the baby out with the bathwater because capitalism at its truest form will fucking basically just decimate every litigation that we got. No, that whoever is saying that is incorrect. It will not fucking cripple America. If we do it properly and we incorporate the troubleshooting situations that we come up with as a collective, and we all agree, like, hey, certain shit needs to have a little bit of fucking government over it, you get to the point where it flows a little bit better. You get to the point where it becomes a better position because you're not just saying that you have the ultimate plan. You take what you can and you leave the rest. You don't have to take on socialism wholesale. You don't have to take on capitalism wholesale. You don't have to take on communism wholesale. But certain byproducts in each of those categories incorporated in together in one will make a perfected system. But we have to agree on it as a collective and say this is how it'll benefit us. And not only will it have benefits, but there's always going to be downsides to it. But what is the lesser of two evils, and what is the actual workable scenario in the situation?
Socialism
for the
15
party.
seconds.
I could agree,
15
depending
seconds.
on what we're talking about, what pieces.
Since man needs 15 seconds, then James. Sasquatch,
I mentioned a few weeks.
Good.
I mentioned a few weeks ago that I went shopping and I saw a little shelter made out of pallets and stuff in between the merge and the highway there. Went to the city a couple days ago. That one's still there. It's even got a little chimney. It's adorable. And then there's about 6 more in other alternate spots along the highway. So that's what socialism gets you, is a whole bunch of people living in makeshift shelters on public land that are just going to get thrown out of there constantly. It's wonderful.
But yet they live in a capitalist society. Curious.
No, they don't.
Nope. You think that Canada's capitalist? No.
Okay, James, you're up.
But to be fair, Jamie did say take bits and pieces of all the.
Yeah, it's not wholesale. It's just perfections of something that's already in place.
Yeah,
That
I
was
guess I
very
would agree with.
Austrian of you.
But like I said, I would agree with that. What pieces we're
Fuck you, Orthodox guy.
That's pretty good.
Can I get a second?
We're arguing for the
what
same
pieces we're
thing.
taking,
Jamie.
I would agree with that. Like it just depends on what pieces we're taking. And we'd have to negotiate the different small nuances of it. But that's all I have to say.
But isn't that the definition of politics? I mean,
but the politics isn't
nuanced?
holding us together, though.
No,
they're just in it to keep their their piece of the pie. They're not actually serving us.
Modern politicians. I said politics, sir. Modern politicians are theater.
Right,
politics is what we need.
Right.
Well,
more
this
conversations
is,
like this at a
no,
higher
the
level.
thing is, this is exactly what I mentioned about crony capitalism in the first place. The whole point of capitalism is that, yes, capitalism can have excesses, and it can be, the greed of an individual can become excessive, and they will then destroy themselves, or literally eat themselves by being excessively greedy and trying to monopolize everything. And that is where the government is supposed. Hold on, Jamie. Hold on. You've been talking a lot. The fact is that that is where the government is supposed to step in as the referee of this. It's like a football match. You have a referees to keep the game flowing. The referee isn't supposed to stop the game too much, or it's not supposed to actually, halt the flow. It's supposed to just keep things going, but it's supposed to also keep things fair. But the government or the referee in this situation has also been bought by various sides or various football leagues, and so for that reason, you are not able to actually have a decent, easy flowing game because the government is actually bought, and that is why you have crony capitalism. You don't
Okay, real
have
quick question.
democracy.
Where do you live, like country wise?
I'm in the United Kingdom.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm not gonna say what I want to say, but
say what you want to say.
Are you sure? Is that your final answer?
Yeah, dude, I'm okay.
Okay, we broke away from you fucks for a reason. There's a reason why we're in America and you're in the UK. There is a solid fucking reason. And I don't think that you have a fucking shit piss pot to fucking piss in or throw it out the window, however you want to say it.
So your entire argument is you can't make
what
an
you
argument
just
for
said.
capitalism.
No, what you just what I've literally made plenty of arguments. As you said, I've made a lot of comments and been talking a lot lately, and very rarely am I told that I'm wrong. But I leave myself the opportunity to be wrong. But what I'm saying is everything that you just said over the last 2 minutes, we've said probably 5 times, and you took forever to say it. You didn't draw like conclusions that anybody else hasn't hit the mark on. And I'm just wondering what the fuck you add to this conversation. I yield.
The fact is that everyone here is pulling back and forth, and yeah, you were all getting to the same conclusions, but the fact is no one actually said it, at least not in the way I said it, and that is my contribution, is the fact that I had a perspective that no one else mentioned. The fact is that you don't have everybody's arguing on purist levels. Even Flo's explanation of capitalism and socialism was purist, pure capitalism, pure socialism, or
$5 is not a
communism.
lot of money, people.
But this is not where you guys are. You're not in that purist situation. You are in a corrupted capitalist society, or you're in a corrupted socialist
And you're
society.
not?
And they're examples. No, I'm talking about the Western capitalist.
I'm asking you. Are you not? Your fucking country is your country not fucked up?
I'm talking about the entire Western society. America, Europe, Western Europe, Canada, Australia, they're all in that boat. They're all in that, the Anglosphere, whichever one you call it. The fact is, China is nothing to do with socialism or communism. They're not even moving towards communism because they failed at socialism. So now they've got a hybrid capitalist socialist system. Ironically, same as Canada and same as all these other nations, except they're much more dictatorial.
Fucking China is socialist. You are crazy as fucking shit.
They are. What are you talking about? What is China then to you? What do you consider China to be as a system?
That would be basically a fucking dictatorship. And if you see it any other way, you are not a rational individual.
Dictatorships can also be social. Are they a socialist dictatorship?
No, they're at that next level. Remember how I said it was progressive? They're at that progressive
there is no level. They're not. The fact is that they are dictatorships. In all of them, you can be a capitalist dictatorship. You don't have to be a socialist dictatorship. You don't have to be. The fact is, you can be a religious dictatorship like Iran. You can be a theocracy. So dictatorships come in all shapes and sizes and forms. So there's nothing to do with whether they're socialist or not. The Chinese are a socialist. The Chinese are the socialists. They are attempting at communism and socialism, except they failed. Their people starved, so they adopted capitalist open markets because they recognized
look at what China did with their
procreation
bills. What they're fucking telling people they can only have one son. Look at how they fucking fuck themselves.
Well,
within the next 40 years, China will have such a fucking problem with population. You talk about ghost cities, they will be a ghost country.
That is again that isn't really the one child per person isn't a socialist, so it's not based around socialism or communism.
It's more around
it was their own particular take on population control.
The collective's take?
It was the government's particular take.
They didn't say they could only have one
control.
son. They didn't say they could only have one son. They could only have one child, and they would choose a man because they had a higher status and yada yada yada.
Well, they would choose sons. They always want sons. Every nation has always built around.
Okay, but Hafez and Blumkin, the whole point that I was trying to make like 40 minutes, an hour ago about capitalism, and yes, it is the pure definition, not in some bastardized version. Capitalism is you have the right to enjoy the benefit of your own work, period. Anything you add on to that is adding to it and is no longer capitalism. So crony capitalism, all this other crap doesn't matter.
Capitalism will always form into crony
Wait, hold on. I
capitalism.
have a perfect example for everyone.
Reality would disagree, sir.
Well, no, reality would agree, because here's
Reality
the thing.
would
If you want to see the end result of communism and capitalism, we actually have a place
Oh,
in the
no.
world where we can see the end result of both communism and capitalism. Look at the Korean Peninsula in the north.
Hold on. I'm sorry to cut you off. I got to cut you off. Powder Dusty, if you want her to show her tits on your panel, you probably don't want to get her on here. Just saying.
I don't mind seeing them.
She's
Ooh,
slow.
Like
You don't want to.
But anyway, no, South Korea.
Hold on, wait. Let me finish.
Yours are better, Bucky.
What the fuck are you doing right now? That's what I want to know.
You look in the
Bro,
north.
she's slow. I'm telling you, like legit slow code. It's not. She flashes her tits.
We know her. We know her. She's already showed them.
She's got me once before.
We've
All right,
met.
I'm just trying to save her.
Capitalism is not South
Thanks for
Korea.
the heads up.
Singapore is
I know
the
if you look at North Korea, it's a communist dystopia. If you look at South Korea, it's a capitalist dystopia.
Hold on.
We've seen the
Noel, I'm not letting you up tonight because, well, you flash people and I don't feel like dealing with it right now.
Excellent decision.
Ironically, we
I was willing
should
to
have her
watch,
without
but-
the camera on.
Excellent decision. Caucasian, don't say you're willing to watch.
Trust me, there's nothing to watch. When we went backstage, it was like literally 5 minutes of just that, and there's nothing.
Yeah, no, it's
You know,
What
it's
the
almost.
fuck are
it's
you
almost
talking
like,
about?
It's almost.
Hold on.
like
What?
FedEx.
What the fuck are you talking about, 10th man? And why would you say something so weird and inaccurate?
When you flipped, when you were setting up the other stream, she just kept doing it the whole time. It was very uncomfortable. When we were backstage and you were offline.
So you're saying what you're saying is I was
Uncomfortable.
setting up a stream and you guys were sitting back there watching her tits.
Yes,
No,
they
we were
That's what
telling
he
her to
said.
stop, and then we switched over to
I'm
the other one.
kicking you out
5
because you're
minutes.
an idiot.
That is.
That's not what you said, sir.
You know
Why are
what,
you
though?
dry snitching on yourself for
do
starters?
do people not understand like how hard it is to babysit you guys on panels all the time, and how you guys should be paying more money? Every single panelist should pay their dues for your chaperone, supervisor, babysitter, daycare attendant to allow you on these panels. Everyone should be able to pay at least $20 a pop to Flow State for tolerating all you dumb fucks. Just saying.
She's got to buy wine with that money. So
We're about to go into a rolling extension period where if you want the stream to not end, you have to keep funding it at $1 a minute. If we don't hit the goals, and we're at 0 out of 10 right now. So
Yeah, hit the goals, right?
I think every
Pay the
single
capitalist money
panelist on
right.
here should be paying their dues, except for me and Sasquatch because we pay our dues. But
I pay
but
my
like
dues.
you're
I twerk.
waiting for you make Flo babysit you make him have to tell you when to stop and giving people time to talk, and then people are flashing tits and all this stuff, like constant babysitting
flashing
duties.
tits is one thing, but it doesn't. But then for 10th man to sit here and say something that A is not true because it doesn't take me 5 minutes to set up a fucking stream, and B is creepy as shit, is wild. Like, what side of insanity did you wake up on this morning?
And so, due to the redistribution, the chat now owes their dues for the panelists because the panelists are not providing their dues. Therefore, social redistribution, you guys all have to pay now.
Y'all taking this socialist capitalist shit too serious.
let me guess. That became too serious when it had an effect on your money.
Right, that's exactly when it starts mattering to people. Once
Mhm.
people
Yeah.
start having to pay into it and not receive from it,
Mm-hmm. That's
which
exactly
is
what
sort
I
of,
said.
it's
first
sort of
thing.
it's sort of an admission of like no future, right? Because if you propose this idea, you're admitting, or you're, I guess, apparently giving up and throwing the flag and saying that you'll never be a top earner, right? You're always going to be on the lower half, on the receiving
You're
half.
accepting the soft expectations of racism, right? The low, what is it? Soft racism of low expectations. That's what I was trying to say.
And Greg S with $5 says, because we aren't fucking communists.
Game's over, loser. I have all the money. Compare your lives to mine and then kill yourselves.
Yeah. Own that.
Did Orthodox bounce?
I kicked him out.
You kicked him out?
Yeah, we don't like him now. I don't know why. I'm just
I
going
kicked
with
him
it.
out because he said that we sat backstage and watched her get naked, which is fucking.
I said no such thing.
No, not you. Not you.
Tenth man. I thought that was 10th man.
Yeah, yeah.
Bumpkin was asking about me.
Oh,
I-
fuck
I-
you.
I didn't
Yeah,
see
no,
my-
fuck you. Wasn't? Yeah, no, he's still here.
Your name was Darth Gimpy. My bad. My bad.
He's
Look,
wearing
Brett.
his true colors.
Yes, I am an Israeli citizen and a federal agent and a banker.
You always struck me as one who glowed in the dark.
Well, Joshua Jones just outed me on my stream one day. He's like, "Yo, I remember you from agency school." I'm like, Jesus Christ. Thanks a lot. Years of research blown. Thanks.
You know, I've seen Sasquatch and Sarah have a pretty suspicious conversation one time about the farm.
Yeah,
That's
I
it.
grow
And-
tomatoes on my farm.
And both of them knew what they were talking about.
Everybody knows what the farm is. Haven't you watched enough CIA movies?
That's a Langley joke. Yeah.
Yeah, it's up around Langley. It's just the shop talk for the shop.
I mean, listen.
Good night,
Real
everyone.
real fit.
It's been a pleasure.
Fez,
No,
we
man.
need to
Thanks
have
for
an
joining.
actual conversation about capitalism.
Flo's
all
just
right?
Flo's
Fez.
just upset that I came into this space and have seemed to have harnessed and networked my way into some of the darkest and brightest, craziest and weirdest and smartest areas and brought them all to one show, and he can't figure out how I did that so magically. So therefore I must be an agent.
No, ma'am. Flo doesn't want any smart people over here. Smart people don't give him money.
I was talking about
That's
my
true.
channel.
Right, yeah. No, I wish I could be Andrew's secretary.
That was call 911. We just witnessed a murder. Jesus
Nah, dude,
Christ.
you need to listen- you
That's
need
not
to-
a bad thing. I take it as a compliment.
He's smart.
Okay.
Thank you, Chuck. Orthodox isn't back for 5 minutes. He'll be back at 10 after, unless somebody wants to pay to revive him for $5.
Darth Gimpy will rise again in 5 minutes. Shit.
Where are we on the goal? Like one?
We have 2 out of 10.
Unacceptable. I'm very disappointed in all of you.
2 out of 10 with.
Responding to the chat, if someone,
Sorry. Go ahead. My apologies.
now I'm going to feel bad for saying this, but responding to chat, would people donate if Sarah showed her chest?
I will.
Yeah.
How about Flo?
I'll give my last $10.
Flo, what if I give you $50 to shut down right now?
Oh.
At this rate,
sold
100.
How about
Give it-
$50
give
to
it
shut
15
down unless somebody else matches to keep it going?
Yeah, give it 15 minutes. You'll get it for 25, I swear.
Is there actual conversation in today's show, or is it all about the fucking grift since I got here?
Joe, this is
Shut
like
up.
Jerry Maguire. Show me the money, okay?
No, it's
Okay,
been a
man,
pretty
just
poor,
show
it's
me
been
the
a pretty
money
poor
part.
grift stream, so I apologize if you would like some free time.
That's
Oh, he didn't spell my name right. Doesn't matter. He didn't spell my name right. Doesn't matter. He should have
It
spelled it right.
does. Well, because here's what'll happen.
You snitched on who he was talking about.
He'll take $2 to change your name and the other 3 minutes backstage.
I'm gonna kill you. I think I'm gonna kill you.
It's a bloodbath.
Unacceptable.
It's a
I
bloodbath.
tried to get him to eat. I even offered to eat a bowl of cereal with him. Lauren, I tried. I mean, we
All
could
right,
just
now
turn
we're
this.
moving. Now we're moving.
We could just turn this into like a we'll eat cereal until they pay kind of stream.
Thank you, Nicole. I'm going to drop some bombs, and I actually am going to go get a bowl of cereal.
When you hear the sirens or anti-aircraft guns, you must get under cover at once. You're in the open with no cover, lie down. The most important rule of all is never to stand staring at the sky. If you don't take cover, you may get hurt.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's now the Sasquatch Show.
Sasquatch in charge as usual.
All right, so the topic has mostly been socialism, communism, capitalism, and exactly where we stand versus where we want to be, right?
I feel like we should change the topic.
I don't know what that costs. It's not on the.
Yeah, don't let Sarah change it anyway. She's in Grinch mode or something. I'm scared. I'm scared of what she's gonna propose.
As long as she's with that credit card around, I don't give a damn what mode she's in.
The topic is you broke ass people in the chat.
That's right. That's right. That's where the topic. We will not continue the topic of anything else until the topic of pay flow now is satisfied, and I'm not satisfied.
Well, I'm not satisfied with that nonsense either. I'm sure
Most
there's
men don't leave
conversations
me
to be had
satisfied
elsewhere. Be easy.
Okay, good. Get her undressed and we'll do this thing.
Welcome back.
What in the fuck happened to the panel?
I know you have a massacre backstage. I didn't do none of that. I think Hillary's I think one of them dropped just before you sat down, and now we have someone claiming to be Clue. He's gonna have to rap with a freaking spitter on his chest. He wants me to let him up.
Oh,
what up?
What happened,
Clue,
baby?
we found your rap album.
Money, drive fancy cars, everybody know you. It's like you a trap star. You breaking down bricks, chopping up O's. Breaking down bricks, chopping up O's. You got big money. You drive fancy cars, everybody know you. It's like you a trap star. You breaking down bricks, chopping up O's. Breaking down bricks, chopping up O's. You go to the club, you never wait in line. Roll Michael Vicks like every first time. If you crap out, you got balls, cause you keep a big sack. Every service, they wanna see you dead. Hit a price up on their head. Or cold slay on the phone like ET.
Can you tell me why you were so out of breath?
I told my team not to release that video.
They
'Cause
failed.
I'm very ashamed of
It
it.
failed you miserably, sir. You should have hired a Sasquatch. It would have worked better.
I mean,
Yes.
I don't know why
I would
they.
give you a
I
gold
don't know why
finger.
they went against my wishes, but I'm very disappointed that they released that video to the public.
It was to your benefit. I mean, that is some
No,
hot
that
shit
does
right
not-
there.
That doesn't make me look in the best light.
I'm surprised it's not a top charter right now. Did you
I'm very
go to the
ashamed of that
AMA?
shit. Very
It's
ashamed.
excellent trap house music.
I gotta admit, it does bounce a little bit though, bro.
And it grows on me too. I swear to God, like I have that song playing in my head.
I'm riding down the road the other day with my wife, and I'm going chopping up bricks, breaking down. And she's like, "What are you saying?" I said, "I don't even know. I'm sorry."
Listen to Squatch rap makes my day.
Yeah, you ain't heard me rap. Dusty's heard me rap while I had a cold. I sounded like I was growling. It was great.
That's the what the
7 goals left, 3.5 minutes. Or I'm sorry, 7 goals, 7.5 minutes.
Unacceptable. I
Unacceptable.
could still throw a 50, and you just end it all right now.
You ain't got a 50, Sarah.
I already gave 150.
Sarah, why? Sarah's got a 50. Sarah's don't tell her she don't got a 50.
She ain't got a 50, bumpkin.
All she gotta do is twerk a little bit more. She'll have a 50.
Exactly.
So I don't see the difference.
Chopping up bricks.
Actually, everybody's sending money to my Cash App right now, and it's just whether I want to redistribute it to Flow State or not.
Y'all could redistribute it to me.
know what?
You
Now
got
it's
the
time-
money, Squatch.
It's
Okay.
time
You got
to
all
do-
the money, Squatch.
It's time to do what all societies do in time of crisis and non-redistribution. It's time to start
Like you.
stealing.
I just start stealing.
Time for crime.
Man just solved poverty.
I mean, that's kind of the only option. Either we find a way to make either one of the systems work, or people just start going back to raiding each other.
I like
Your
that.
children will be taught combat skills early as age 5 in order to crush the competition when they fully mature. Little Deborah and Jesse need to fire a pistol with precision accuracy while drowning out the screams of the non-believers. Good job.
That's a wild drop.
Why do they have to get a lower
Wild
headshot? Why do they have to get a lower headshot?
That is wild.
Shit, that's a fever dream. I don't know why. It's the
Dude,
non-believer.
all right, so that one's unnerving, but there's another one of a bathroom in a park, of a toilet. Dude, it's just
That's
so
inspiring.
It's for real.
I don't.
Did
know
you
where
just
you
say
got
a
on that.
lone bathroom in the park is inspiring?
No, the video we just watched.
It was inspiring.
Yeah.
Memes of the
Amy, do you want to build a cult together?
I mean, I can't confirm or deny. I don't know what you're
Yeah,
talking
they
about.
serve-
You're
We're
hitting
already
up the
halfway
DM.
there. Let's go, James.
If they serve Kool-Aid and hand out Nike shoes, count me in.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta have the purple.
There's
You gotta have the
tracksuits
purple
in there.
fucking suit, though. Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
about
I
how
love the
much power we
tracksuits. I
could
can't
get
wait.
off of like a.
I apologize for being late. The panel was full for a long time. So let me just say this out here first. I am deeply upset you assholes have been bad-mouthing communism when you know damn well each and every one of you fuckers love communism. You love cheap labor.
$5.
The only good commie is a dead commie, bro.
Yes.
Hold on, that's
Okay.
not true.
I
Listen,
want-
That is
I want
true.
Wait, no, Clue, you're forgetting the incredibly hot communist chicks.
Throw
They're
all
really-
these
I don't give a
cheap
fuck. I do
cocksuckers
not give a
off,
fuck.
though. Anyone that didn't pay, throw them off.
I want each and every one of you to go through your clothing labels.
No.
You damn sure like communism because you like your cheap stuff.
Nope.
Ooh.
I don't like communism at all.
No.
He's got a point.
We utilize capitalism to dive into communism to make the,
No,
you
we
know.
don't.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
but
sir.
Communism
Ain't
fucks it
fucking
up,
cheap,
Tomato.
man.
Yeah,
We're
but
a lot of
Fucks
cars,
it up.
just saying.
Communism fucks it up.
Oh shit, he's got those dino pebbles. Let's go.
80 here, I'll just say it straight up. 83
Dino pebbles? What?
83.1% of all textile consumed in the United States comes from a communist country, and I'm not talking about China.
Boom.
That's because you're communist.
Damn right.
I mean, yeah, technically he is the card-carrying member of the Communist Party in Vietnam.
You actually think communism is a good thing?
It's just you can sit here and badmouth it. You love it until it's gone because you love the cheap labor.
I don't love anything about communism.
Actually, I miss the bipolar world of the Cold War.
Clue. You're wrong.
I'm
Communist
trying to
member.
figure out why he's living in a capitalistic fucking nation. Then
How much time
because
how
I'm
much
also a
time on the timer
corporatist.
there, Flo?
Because he's also a
There's about 3 minutes, but I'm just going to roll it into rolling extensions. What time is it? 9:15. The show shuts down at 9:30. We're doing $1 a minute extensions.
Extend the show.
But
so
then
you
pay,
say that you're a
bitch.
corporatist. So the only thing that you like about communism is the cheap labor. That's like a
It's
chewing gum
probably the
salesman
main
trying to
factor,
talk
yeah.
shit about
If
cigarette
I see a
companies.
communist, I'm going to
probably
kill
the
him.
main factor.
I
So
don't think you
want
will, Clue.
communism
You don't have the
in-
balls.
$5 is not a lot of
Oh,
money,
you think,
people.
You think I don't have the balls? Okay, let's do it.
Hey, Clue. Here's the thing
Yes,
about
sir.
that. I can show you exactly where AOC is going to be speaking next.
Oh fuck! I don't give a fuck about AOC.
But you
Don't-
said
Yes, sir. But you said, but you spoke it into existence.
But Clue, Joshua's right. Like Joshua's correct. Would you pay for an American TV not made in a communist nation?
Yep.
These fuckers ain't seen a zenith
what
in
I
like
do.
30 years. Lying bastards.
But
So
that's
this
what I
goes this goes
do.
with Flo's argument that bringing back industry to the U.S. would cause prices to skyrocket. And,
I mean,
and
of course it
increase-
would.
And increase
For sure it would.
poverty or whatever.
I just got to remind you that electronics has to be manufactured in Asian countries. You know, they got those tiny little screws. They have to be inserted with those tiny little hands.
There's a way out, though, man.
I feel like we should. Look, I'm gonna
There's
say
a way out. There's a way out.
I think I'm gonna say something the capitalists are gonna like. I think we should bring back child labor.
No, we should bring back
Children
slavery.
yearn for the mines.
We should reform it and bring it back.
Okay, I have a revolutionary concept. It goes to everything y'all are talking about. Let's do IQ slavery. Anyone below a certain standard is enslaved.
Yes. Everyone on this
No, we should do behavioral slavery. If you commit a
Don't we
crime,
kind of
you are a
already have
fucking
that,
slave.
though?
Bring back, just
I mean,
bring back
hold
slavery.
on. Don't we kind of already have that though? Like with the lower, like low tier jobs.
Yeah, this is
working
about to get really
7-Eleven.
racist really
I
quickly.
mean, we need to lean
Really
into
is.
it, though, Tomato. We need to lean into it. Lean into it.
We already
Build
do.
upon that,
I mean, and not only that, like people who like essentially don't typically like your non-graduates, like non-high school graduates, people that like have no ambition in life, like they may not necessarily have the lowest IQ, but they certainly aren't smart enough to get out from under themselves, and they just work these low tier jobs.
We're talking about
and then they blow their money
Here's why I
on
disagree. Here's why I
Most
disagree.
most poor people have useless college degrees and can't pay back their loans. At this point, that's not a good own.
Here's why I disagree with what you said, Tomato. Why low tier jobs? Why can't the slaves do high tier jobs as well?
Because they're slaves,
retarded.
sir.
Yeah, because
No, they're slaves.
Yeah, let's
They're
really
slaves,
visit
but
that concept.
You don't think a slave could build windows?
No. You're
XP9?
misunderstanding the concept here. You're saying that all men are created equal and all of that stuff. I'm saying
didn't
stupid
say
people should be enslaved.
I didn't say that.
I don't think
I never said that.
I don't think any man is created equal. All right, I think we should just bring back Roman style slavery.
Personally, I'm slightly right wing of Attila the Hun. I think you should all do what I say. But if we're not going to do that, we got to work out this voting thing.
Can I be one of the sexy girls that like dances around you?
You can try, but if you're picking from the entire world, it's going to be some heavy competition. And
How
I'm
old
a
are
big game hunter.
Can somebody want to?
That means you like fat chicks.
Somebody
Yes.
want to first define what a low tier?
No.
Does somebody first want to define what a low tier job is?
If she ain't 380, she ain't no lady.
I don't
huh?
think. I
Nah,
don't
she
think
ain't
a slave
280
should
and a
do
lady.
just
She's
low
380
tier
for walrus,
jobs,
bro.
though,
Shut the
Joshua.
fuck up.
I'm sorry. What?
I don't think that the slaves should just do low tier jobs. I think
First,
they should do
somebody's
high
gonna have
tier
to
jobs
define
as
what
well.
a low tier job is first.
Well, I think a low tier job is like manual labor, blue collar stuff.
That's exactly
right?
why you would utilize slavery is because
Are you
people that are
fucking
in-
out of your
But
mind?
Joshua, how come the slaves can't do the high tier white collar shit too?
Listen, let's get something
You know,
straight, dude.
office
You said
shit.
low tier is
Why
labor
can't we have
jobs. Let me tell you
office
something, dude.
slaves?
because
Most
slaves
people
in
that
the
are fucking
cubicle and
retarded
shit.
can't do no fucking
Because
labor
the
job. They
smart
fucking
man
fall
wants to
out and they're
save-
not
You
smart
know
enough
what?
anyways.
Why
because
don't
the
we
smart
just
man
make?
wants to save his back and he wants to use the slave to break his back. That's the difference.
Why don't we just make everyone else work, and then we can sit on our little throne and eat cherries and drink wine and be stupid?
We do.
What's
in our
wrong with that?
I've had non-sexual orgasms within my body, pleasures that I didn't know were possible.
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that?
I mean, we
I
need
think that's a
slaves in
good
order to
idea.
do
All right,
that.
I feel like we're all getting warlord pilled, and we need to stop before bad things start.
I was
Nothing-
No,
nothing
hell
wrong
no.
with that.
Don't stop
Listen,
progression,
hold on.
goddammit.
Let's be honest. If they're going to be opening up a Chaz in every single community, I'm definitely declaring myself warlord of the East Coast immediately.
Can I?
I will fight you, old man.
Can
Warlord
I
of
be
the
the
Midwest.
warlordess?
Didn't they eventually run from?
Like, can I have a cushy position?
on.
I don't care about
If we
being a
work
leader.
together, it's a shoe-in.
I got you, fam.
See, Flo could have made an extra $50 and already been shut down and taken a shit and eaten his.
Eating his grapes and fucking drinking his goddamn wine. Could've
Come
been
on, you
warlord
low
now.
life panel
Did you
people.
drop
Donate.
Just like that.
Damn. You keep sending women.
I'll
to the
show
Battered
you
Women's
for
Club.
rising above.
Keep playing head games.
That's the second
Lose
woman
your
you
head.
see, Gerald.
Right.
That is one thing. I'm not sure where I saw it. The guillotine bit. That's kind of a neat one.
You should steal that. You
Who
really
knows the
should.
guillotine? No. I mean, you don't steal it because of the gunshots. You've got the freaking. You've got a couple of things that you do. That's fine. I wish I had thought of the guillotine bit.
You should
Now
steal
you're
it.
copying OTW.
Oh yeah, that is who it is. My bad.
All right, guys, I'm gonna go jump on another panel. Flo, thanks for having me up. I'll see you on the next one, man.
Take it easy.
He don't want to pay. That's why he's running.
Your heart, Jamie.
Wow.
Member Jamie.
What a panel whore. You're just going to jump from panel to panel? What a
I mean,
whore.
to be fair, that's what
What
I
a
said.
slut.
Not streaming.
I just want to thank y'all for finally recognizing that you love communism.
I don't love
Did we do that?
I think communists should die, like right in front of me.
Well, first of all, let's be clear. We're not ants, and communism's never actually been done. It's been tried, and it's failed miserably. However, the benefits from cheap labor, we do agree, are quite nice for the Americans, for the consumers of the world. However, we don't necessarily condone that trash, except for with the American dollar, which isn't entirely controlled by the American populace.
What do you mean they don't condone consumerism? In Vietnam, consumerism is alive and well.
You can invent new things that I might have said on another panel, but in this one, we're going to talk about what I actually said.
Nope. Oh,
we condone it in the U.S. Do they not condone it in other places?
We do not condone it, like I said, except for as the American dollar is spent, which is entirely determined by the American populace.
Sorry, Sasquatch. I gotta agree with Joshua on this one. We love cheap
You're
labor.
weak. You're weak. It's okay.
I'm still with you on the warlord idea.
Okay, but
Josh is right on this one.
Fruits of communism.
We love cheap labor. That's why we import the third
No,
world.
we definitely benefit from cheap labor, from slave wages, even slave labor, even.
Why can't we have our own slave labor? Here, right here.
You know, clue. You're not allowed
Right
to
here,
ask that.
right here in the United States.
War over it.
We don't have to worry about shipping anything. Just have slaves right here in the United States.
We tried that. We had a civil war over it.
Yeah, but we did it wrong. Why don't we do it right this time?
You're wrong. We didn't have a civil war over slavery. We had a civil war over states' rights. If you're going to be telling kids out of
It's not
school,
states' rights, Caucasian.
Hold up now.
It's not states' rights. It's over slavery.
No, it was not about slavery.
This comes
until
back to the
19
means of production and who owns it.
It's not slaves' rights.
Slavery was a
Come on now.
byproduct. Slavery was a byproduct of the war.
No, not a byproduct.
The war was about slavery. Can we own humans as property, or can we not? That's what the war was about.
No, the war was financial. When it came down to it, the Civil War was established through the litigious means of Congress by way of financial reparations that were owed to the North by the South because of the number of people they were counting as slaves, being, what was it, 1/3, 1/5, 1/5, right? So they were getting congressional seats in Congress because they had so many slaves that 5 times as many slaves made one person.
No.
We're talking about economics. All wars come down to economics. There may be slaves underneath it, but it's economics on its surface. It was the litigious nature of the North versus the South and the South versus the North on trying to gain material wealth back and forth. And it came to a shooting war. In fact, Lee wanted to join the North, but he couldn't because he was from Virginia, and he was a devoted son of Virginia. He did not want to fight that war. And you can tell by the way he went about just defending the Virginia. Virginia never lost a battle, but the rest of the South had problems.
Lee was a coward.
He was very astute on his decision making. He knew who would win this war and who was in the historic right. And yes, slavery had a significant portion to do with the establishment of this war, but it was essentially economics that led to this war, as well as every other war in history.
Yep.
4 minutes left. 4-minute warning.
I
Yeah,
wish I
I,
still
3
had
I
minutes.
don't
papers I
disagree
wrote.
that it was about economics. Mississippi itself was like basically compared to Europe, it was Europe, economically speaking.
Yeah.
Just Mississippi. Now
Yep.
flip that around. Mississippi's now kind of a poor state, generally speaking. Now the
Give us money.
poorest,
You need to give us money. If you don't give us money, they're not going to continue complaining. We can complain on the internet as long as you give us money. Without the money, the complaining ends, and then no one can complain on the internet.
I just want to clarify. I'm not complaining. I'm stating that the opposing party or the opposing side here is actually agreeing with us. They love socialism. They love communism.
No.
Well,
You love
donate
it.
to Flow. Make the show go farther.
You keep conflating the fruits of cheap labor with the communist system, and they aren't the same thing.
Well, no, I consider the communist.
Bluegrass is correct. Grift cancer is expensive. We have to treat Flo's grift cancer. Without the grift cancer treatment, the show will end suddenly.
When I say communism, I really mean socialism.
No one
But-
cares. We care more about the
That's
capital.
right. Are
Now
you
we're
that
getting more
Flo?
money.
Am
More
I
money.
what?
Money. It's all
I
about
love
the
money.
money. Send money now.
Now money send.
Money send now.
I only pay to the Communist Party. That's
Where's the money, Lebowski? You want that money, Lebowski? Bunny says you're good for it. Where's the money, Lebowski? Where's the money, Lebowski? Where's the fucking money, shithead?
when you formulate a union represented by a party. I guess I'll have to participate because I'm usually obligated to.
So you're obligated.
Bye.
Yo, I got 2 boots and a hell of a lot of faces. I don't like looking at me. Damn, ayo, Shafes.
Hey, what's up, Kabuto?
What you think that we should do?
Make the motherfucking face-kicking song part 2.
I
boot plus face.
Yeah, I get it. Stop harping. I'ma kick him in the face with the Timbs.
Or Doc Martens.
Yeah, leave a heavy-duty soul printed on the noggin.
More specifically, the face.
AKA the bit that do the talking. How many I kicked so far?
Well, I got 1,000,000.
Nice. What you think of that, Mark?
I think that's a lot of kicking.
Oh, and know the Nobel?
Yeah?
Hell, I'm probably winning.
Why?
Because I found a quick and easy cure for prognotism. Get it?
Don't tell the Habsburgs.
Schaefer, you're a mad nerd.
Yeah,
But I
word.
never wanna kick him in the nads for face kick kabootishly.
I haven't heard of that word.
It means in the manner of Kabuto, it's an adverb. Pick 'em, 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 pick 'em in the face, kid. Pick 'em, 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 pick 'em in the face, kid.
This little piggy got with 4 little piggies and they all had mad beef and they got all kicky in your face.
In your face.
In your motherfucking face. 2 feet dropping beats under thunderous bass. Instead of stare rap tactics on you, fuck it, I said. I'm Fred Astaire, tap dancing on the front of your head. Kabuto Mang.
You rang.
What you got, dude?
2 fangs.
Ooh dang, bicycle kick up on you, Liu Kang. I come from Queens and I'm repping the place. Won't even kick you, I'ma knock you down and step on your face. I go hammering your hamlets, pillaging your villages, kick you where it hurts.
Where?
Right up in your privilege with the illest shit.
Yeah.
Hit you like it's 9/11.
Damn.
Kick you in the face with a pair of size 11.
That's a big shoe.
It's true, and what they say of it too. STD Kabuto gonna get you, kick you in the face.
Pick 'em, 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 pick 'em in the face, kid. Pick 'em, 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 pick 'em in the face, kid.
Yes, indeed, you see that KTP's the flyest, meanest.
Yep.
Call me SDDMC and kiss on my Adidas with your nose.
With your nose.
With your motherfucking nose.
Nose.
Timbo's on the toes.
Toes.
This is how it goes. You ain't prick, you're weak, alright?
No, we aren't friends.
My crane kick technique is tight.
No can defend.
You get silenced by violence, put you in your place quick, and we got buckets and buckets, buckets of fucking face kicking.
Like I said, I won't kick him in the nuts cause it's been done.
What about the Muay Thai?
Kick you with my shin, son. Kick you eating dim sum. Kick you in the chin, kung fu. About to leave a rapper looking like the Simpsons.
Kick you with my steel
For
toes.
real, they gon' feel those. Schaefer
And the snake.
kicking faces in the real flows.
So?
If you hating, acting racist or vexing, we about to kick you in the face.
No question.
Pick 'em, 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 pick 'em in the face, kid. Pick 'em, 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 pick 'em in the face, kid. Kick 'em in the face, kid. Kick 'em in the face, kid. kick 'em with your leg in the back or the front if you happen to be cats or a horse or a duck. Wait.